Citizen rising, rise up, true. We are the people, white, white, blue. Hold these troops, let the mountains.
It was an exciting day. Emma and Coop were up before the kids, slurping their dark roast.
This is a big day.
Yeah, our first ever release of the National Report Card. People across the country are doing the same thing we are. Who would have thought a revolution could happen without a bunch of drama?
Yes, I'm glad papers across the country offered to let people buy the print version of the report here locally. I want to hold it in my hands.
I'm going to look at it on my phone on the way to work. I'm really interested in what's happening with the new program on getting people out of poverty. You know, in citizen feedback to Congress, that was one of the top 5 things people wanted to see progress on. And in our state, we were doing really well on that measure.
I know our state's program is supposed to be the best in the nation. We'll be able to see on our state's report card if that's holding up.
This all came together pretty fast. It was back in early 2026 when this idea started getting traction. I remember sharing my priorities for our state in the process of building the common good agenda. Turns out we as citizens agree on far more things we see as important than we disagree. Well, I got to grab my backpack. Let's talk more about this tonight. I don't want to miss my ride. See you tonight.
Emma and Coop kiss.
What you looking at?
It's America's Pulse, the National Report Card. The latest data is out for 2027.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this. I wish I had gotten in on the ground floor. How you feeling about it?
This makes it so real. Here's the data about how our state is doing compared to the other 49. Man, how did we run this country without having the measures to give us feedback? It's weird, it took 250 years to figure out that accountability starts with citizens communicating priorities. We can't hold our government accountable unless we have made it clear what we want them to focus on.
You know, considering we have access to everything instantly, it is amazing. It took so long for our country to connect us to our government.
So true. Can you believe a year ago, if you wanted to get a message to your senator, you had to write them a frickin' letter? I have never written and mailed a letter to anyone. Stone Age.
I was reading about some big issues with transportation funding and the implications of that on our entire economy. What does the app show about that issue?
Let me show you how this works. When you sign up, it pops up your state, and then you can look at over 50 measures and see how we're doing, and see how we rank. Let's look at transportation measures.
Emma is having her annual medical assessment. Her doctor is a longtime family friend, professor at the local medical school, and very talkative.
Hey, Emma, great to see you. How's your mom? How's Coop?
Both are good. Mom's finally retiring and Coop's doing really well at work. I know you are really into politics. You have been very outspoken about so many issues in teen mental health. Did you see the National Report Card was out this morning?
Of course I did. I was on my computer this morning when it came out. You know how I feel about how off track our country has been with healthcare. I've written best practice papers on teen suicide, teen pregnancy, and early mental health indicators that lead to the failure to graduate high school. That's why I got involved in that common good thing you and Coop told me about.
I know, it's great to see people are being impacted by your studies, particularly those that show which state programs are breaking through to new levels of improvement. I remember when this whole thing started, everyone I talked to said it would never happen. They said Americans are too lazy to get involved, and that so many just didn't trust our government. What's interesting is, when they explained this butterfly theory thing, that it wouldn't take that many of us to get involved for it to reset our government. I read there are only 18 million of us using the America's Pulse form, but it had definitely gotten our elected officials paying attention to results.
For me, I've always believed in the pursuit of happiness thing because I have loved how Thomas Jefferson thought, and his writing almost inspired me to major in history. Scholars say Jefferson defined happiness as self-reliance. When our kids grow up to be dependent upon government, we as a society have failed at one of the things we claim to be a human right. That's why I have always focused my professional research on kids and their mental health.
Well, Mandy, all of us engaged in this thing are making it a better country.
How was your day, Emma?
It was good, sweetie. I had several wonderful conversations with people about the future of our country and how having a national agenda is inspiring so many people. I can remember the protests a couple of years ago and the studies about how unhappy people were, and the feeling that our country was destined for real trouble.
We have so many resources and so much talent in this country. This effort has proven the power of being united. We can create the country we want, but we, the people, have the duty and responsibility to make it happen. Without us uniting around an agenda and measuring and caring about results, we waste our blessings. With this work, I do believe we will become a more perfect union.
Want to be a part of building a better nation? Do you want to become a digital citizen whose voice is heard? Then subscribe. You are welcome to join us, we the people, in creating a truly United States of America.
America.